Hi guys, I'm Anita and I'm back with another video. Today is another library book haul, and this library haul was basically just something I did because there's Borrowathon. So therefore this will also be my Borrowathon TBR for round 4. Borrowathon, if you don't know, is a readathon that takes place a couple of times a year, and it was originally created by Riley from Armfikvæk, one of my booktube friends. And I have been part of the Borrowathon from the beginning, and that's where I discovered Riley, so I'm really happy she created this. And initially the Borrowathon is a readathon that puts focus on borrowed books from the library, because there's a lot of talk on insecurities on booktube, whether you could be a booktuber and not own a ton of books, and you definitely can. You can just... It doesn't matter that if you get your books from a library, you're still a reader, you can still be a booktuber, because it's all about discussing the books that you're reading, the books that you love, and you don't have to own a tons of books to be able to make videos. And also, libraries are just amazing to get to if you have, like, to check out new authors that you want to try out, but you're not sure if it's something that you like. It's also great for me personally for graphic novels, because graphic novels are super expensive, so it's an easy way to get some graphic novels, even though my library is not as well stocked as the American libraries when it comes to graphic novels, but I have found a few graphic novel series that I really enjoy. So there's gonna be quite a few graphic novels in my haul today as well as a couple of books. And I have some ebooks as well from my Overdrive library that I will possibly get to that week. I will leave a link to Riley's announcement video up in the card symbol, as well as in the description box below, as well with all of the other hosts there. I think 4 or 5 co-hosts as well, and some of them I'm also friends with on booktube, so that's great, and others I have only recently discovered. And there are also 6 challenges if you are having a difficult time finding some books. But you don't have to follow the challenges, they're just encouragements if you have a little hard time figuring out which books to check out from the library. I haven't followed the challenges. If you want to pick books according to challenges, I'll mention them now. Maybe some of my books will fit some of the challenges, but I haven't looked specifically after them. The first challenge is read an award nominee or winner. I don't know if any of the books that I got has been nominated for anything. If it has, then it'll definitely work for whatever challenge. Challenge number 2 is read a book with your initials on the cover. I might have been able to do that, but I definitely know I have a graphic novel that works for it. Someone else's favorite book. I don't know if any of the books that I got are anyone's favorite. A book that everyone else has read but you. A book from your favorite genre. I definitely have that. Why not? And read a book that features a library. I don't know if any of my books features a library. I have a whole bag of books here, and I will get into them. Let's start out with a big graphic novel hardback omnibus of 3 novels in one, and that is Valhalla, den samlede saga, part 1. This is a Norse mythology taken graphic novel, and this is one of the graphic novel series that I read as a kid. I really enjoyed them when I read them back then, and I haven't read them as an adult, so this is my start of that, and it includes the first 3 volumes. I'm gonna give you the Danish titles first, and I'll try and see if I can come up with a translated. This is the collected saga, part 1. Anyway, the first one is called Ulven er løs, Thors brudfærd, Odins vedmål. And the first one, Ulven er løs, is called The Wolf is on the Loose. The second one, I think, is Thor's Bridal Quest, but I'm not sure. And then the third one is Odin's Bed. So, see, this is the art style. It's very funny. This is Loki. I wonder if Quark is part of it. He usually was, but I don't know which point he became part of it. Look at that. I'm really looking forward to getting into this again. And this is a comic book by Peter Madsen, is his name, which is an unfortunate name these days, but it's not his fault. On to my other graphic novel that I got, that is volume 4 of The Walking Dead. This is called, in Danish, Tryk bag tremmer. I don't know what the English edition is called. Something behind bars, maybe? Safe behind bars, maybe? That's at least the Danish title. And then I have 2 mangas from my 2 manga series that I'm currently working on, and that is Full Metal Alchemist Volume 4. I couldn't find it last time I went to the library, so as it was checked out. So I'm really happy that I could get to it now. I really love this series so far and can't wait to dig into more of the Full Metal Alchemist. And I have Fruits Basket Volume 4 as well. I recently read Volume 3 last month, so I wanted to continue, and I've heard that this only gets better as the series progresses, so I'm really looking forward to getting into more of the mangas. Those were my graphic novels, and now I'm gonna get to my books. First up is a series that I've worked on for quite a while, but I haven't read anything from this series since 2016, but they're super fast, and so that's why I picked them up, and I actually like them. And this is the Morganville Vampires book number 6 by Rachel Kane. This is the original title is called Carpe Corpus, I think. Yeah, Carpe Corpus is the 6th book, and this is a really interesting vampire type supernatural story in the young adult genre that I like. It's a 15-book long one, but so it's quite large, but it has really short books. So you speed through them, and they're very fast paced, and they're only like 250 pages. So I really would like to get on with this, and if nothing else, I also have access to audios of this one, so I could listen to the audio as well. And then from my Danish fantasy project, this is actually one that was not on my Scandinavian TBR because I didn't realize who he was. I didn't know who he was, but it is what I've added since then because I was a Danish fantasy blogger that I'm following, that I'm talking to quite often. She made her favorites Danish fantasy authors, and he was on this as one of her absolute favorites, so I wanted to check out some of his books, and so I chose Djævelens Lærling by Kenneth Bøge Andersen. This is The Devils Apprentice, I think, if you translate directly. I don't think it's been translated though, but I'm very eager to get to more Danish fantasy. This is another one that's only about 300 pages, and hopefully I'll speed through it and have another Danish author that I really will enjoy. Also because he's one of the... I'm going to a fantasy festival in September. This I haven't talked about, but I was invited to go to the fantasy festival in September, and he's one of the honorable authors or something, some of the big 4 authors that are coming, and so I wanted to check out some of his books before that, so this will be the starting point for that. Another one that was on my Scandinavian TBR list, but obviously Finns are not necessarily seen as Scandinavians in the North, but I feel like a lot of people think of them as Scandinavian because they have very similar traits to the Scandis. But this is Marais by Marais, I don't know how to say it, by Maria Tuchaninov. I think that's how you pronounce it, that's surname, but correct me if I'm wrong. This is also a really short one, that's why I picked it out, because I saw it and I was like, I have this on my Scandinavian TBR thing. And actually I think that this author specifically is living in Sweden, so I'm definitely interested in reading this. I've heard very great things about it, and since it's just really short, I hope that I'll be able to get through it. The last and final book that I picked up from the library of physical books is Drageskygger, the 2nd book in the Dragonlance Chronicles, and this is, the English title is Part of Dragons of Autumn Twilight, but this is the 2nd book in that, so that's not the original title, but it's the 2nd one in that Dragons of Autumn Twilight 3-book bundle thing, and it's by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. I listened to the audio of the first one, and it was just told in such a old-fashioned Danish way, and I think that distracted me a little bit, so I wanted to check out. My brother says that the audios gets better and better, but I just wanted to read on in it, and I decided to pick it out from the library. This is also one of those pretty short ones. It's only about 200 pages. the font is a little small, but these books are kids fantasy, so it should be pretty easy to read through. So those are the physical books. Then I also have I recently got checked out 2 ebooks. The first one of those is Waking Gods by Sylvain Novelle. I'll definitely be reading that because it's one of the BookTube SFF Award nominees, and so I'll be reading that over the week. Then I have Moving Pictures by Terry Pratchett. This is book 10 in the Discworld series. I love Terry Pratchett's Discworld, and I really enjoy having a Terry Pratchett book while I'm doing the Borrowathon. So I definitely would like to try and get to that one. And I also have reserved Hex by Thomas Oldhuvold, but I don't know if it'll be getting to me before that. I also don't know if I'll be able to get to it, but it's not on my list now, and I can only check out 2 books at a time. So if I haven't, at the time of the start of this, if I haven't finished Song of Achilles by then, I will definitely also try and finish that over the Borrowathon, but I hope that I will have finished this by the start of Borrowathon, but I don't know, we'll see. So this is my library book stack. Library book stacks in Denmark looks really boring because it's like just these plain colors, except these 2. And yeah, so, but I'm very eager to get to all of them. Definitely let me know in the comments down below if you're going to be participating in the Borrowathon this round, and if you are, definitely leave me information about where I can find your TBR post. As I said, please go and check out Riley or some of the other hosts' announcement videos where you can find out a lot more about the Borrowathon, and let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, if you think which one you think I should start out with. But yeah, this was my library haul. It's a little longer than I intended the video to be, but we'll see how long it is when I eventually get it edited. But yeah, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye!